Coach said you were being held out for a violation of team rules. Care to comment?
It ain't.
Jay, Coach said you were being held out for a violation of team rules. Care to comment?
It ain't easy watching your brother fall like that, but hey, this is what we work for, all right?
Look, Jay, Coach took my scholarship, man.
I've been your advisor for 4 years. If you really want them to hear you, you gotta be willing to sacrifice.
It was a choice.
You chose to sit out.
I chose to stand up.
Whatever point you think you're making, son, now is not the time. You are the captain of this team. Better act like it.
I believe I am, Coach.
We're 3 months from graduating, Che. You are letting them win.
Really, I just wanted to help out my teammate, man.
Tournament ends, suddenly everything gets real.
If you and I want to try and make it into the league, I can't have anyone else in your ear.
So you sure this agent knows what he has in you? I mean, you're so much more than basketball.
Tighten that elbow, kid.
Whoa, what's up, Kimberly?
Are you ready to touch earth?
Man, I ain't touching no earth, man. What's up?
Gentlemen, I'm your trainer for the next couple months.
These next few days, he has a chance to really impress these scouts.
Mav handles all of LeBron's off-court opportunities.
I'm not done, Z. It's time to put people on notice.
I want you to get out there and get us this done.
Those were your decisions.
Feel that? That's the anxiety, all right? Use it.
Our success hinges on authenticity.
Boy, there we go. Looking just like yourself.
Really giving athletes a voice to become more than an athlete.
It took me a while to understand the opportunity that I was given.
If you want it bad enough, if you're willing to sacrifice, it will find you.
Coming up, I'm coming up.
I have a private fridge stocked with kombucha in my trailer, if you'd be interested.
Nah, I think we're good. Yeah, we'll just catch you later.
Okay.
I said if this ain't legendary, what you call it?
Has nothing to do with the industry at all. And we were talking like a year ago when I was writing this, and I was telling him about it. And he just laughed, and he's like, bro, more people will watch this movie and watch this game than anything you'll ever write in your life.
As 2K partnered with us at Spring Hill, which we were very fortunate of, to produce this movie, we went at it and attacked it right away. And the first step was speaking to 2K that, hey, where are you guys at in this? Do you want to treat this like how we want to treat it, which is we're making a Hollywood movie, a big movie that could live outside of the game, frankly. And they were very focused on that too. That being the case, we need best-in-class director, writer, talent, and then the cast has to be a top-tier cast. So when you see who's in this movie, I mean, you got Idris, you got Rosario, you got Thomas, you got LeBron, you got myself.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not an actor though. I don't even know how I got roped into it. By the way.
There, and then I think, you know, it's kind of like any team. Once one person locks in, everybody starts to say who's in it, and you know, and it kind of is that the domino effect. It's like with anything with casting, you need to get that one building block.
So you sure this agent knows what he has in you? I mean, you're so much more than basketball.
You know, seriously, best experience I've ever had working with actors.
Really?
Best experience.
Why do you think that is?
Everyone then was so committed. For Idris, from the moment I met him, he was my teammate. He was my creative collaborator. You know, Sheldon, like, I really think Ames is a guy who, you know, and I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, wow, this man is dedicated to his craft. He's not looking at this as it's a video game. He's looking at this that this is a movie.
You pulling Porter scholarship?
That's what's important to me.
Answer the question, Coach.
Hey, watch your tone, okay? I know you're upset. I am too, but there's some things you don't understand.
In terms of writing this and creating it, it was just about, like, you know, what does Spring Hill represent? You know, what does LeBron represent? That is more than an athlete. Like, how can we try to, without preaching, how can we try to tell a story that people can engage with, while also remembering that, like, the movie is still a complement to the game. The character Che, right, he's a 4-year guy, but he could have left freshman, sophomore season, and as we've all kind of discovered, like, sometimes by not doing that, people have this perception that, you know, maybe you don't have the same ceiling, or maybe you don't have
We've seen that happen to a lot of players.
Tons of guys, right? And to compound that sort of, you know, drama, he also stands up for one of his teammates in a situation that ultimately then sort of changes the direction of, like, this whole pre-draft journey he's going to go on.
I know how long I've been wanting this, man. But sometimes you gotta put others before yourself, no matter how much it hurts.
You know, he has to grapple with, like, what is more important, my voice or, you know, making it to the league? And, you know, do you have to sacrifice one of those two things? Like, should you? I think we'd all say no, but, like, that's, you know, that's not a very easy decision to be made when, you know, you're chasing a dream that you've had since you were 10 years old.
So you're being penalized for speaking up?
It was a choice.
You chose to sit out.
I chose to stand up. Thank you.
For me, I always knew that we could really elevate this thing, and it was never just this story inside of a video game for me. It literally was this very emotional cinematic film.
You did that, man, and I think that the beauty of this one, and we set out to do it, and I think we accomplished it, is it's additive for players, but also it's gonna be a standalone short film that's gonna be dope, you know what I mean? And you did that, and if you're playing the game, it's cool, and if you're just watching it, audiences are gonna love it, man.
Absolutely. The thing that people love, consumers love, I love about 2K that's made it such a massive game is the authenticity of it. But then as we were making this, we also had to keep it authentic to the journey.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's about, you know, for one, kind of just honoring the culture and the player himself. And quite frankly, when we were developing it, like, you were the first part of that. Honestly, it was like, oh, if you're down to be in this, you know, it immediately kind of adds a little bit of gravity to what we're trying to do, which is you're sitting across from an executive like Mav talking about marketing opportunities, and I'm going to try to write scenes with actual personalities in a way that, whether they are actually using my dialogue, it is the essence of who they are. So it should feel more natural when Anthony Davis is sitting there talking to Che about the draft process and growing up in Chicago, and every situation we're putting them in are situations that these guys, you know, live every day of their lives. And I think ideally that comes off to the player because it doesn't feel like we're faking it.
Guys, look, unless we're talking real partnership, we're not going to be interested. I won't be able to get LeBron to move off his couch unless it's equity. So thanks. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Have a seat.
It's all good. So look, Mav handles all of LeBron's marketing and off-court opportunities. Community work, the film, TV, the Beats deal, and of course, the lifetime contract with Nike.
I think 2K's always been, I think, next in terms of what they've been doing. And I think when we think about stories, and what's so cool about doing a story like this in a new format is the more we can make it, you know, sort of future-proof it, where it's like fashion, influences, artists. That's what we're looking for, is to work with those people that are next. So when I think about next, that's kind of what I think about how we are trying to tell new stories.
Next is inevitable, but it's also fresh. It has to happen, but it also has to happen with a new take. The people, the ideas, the innovation that comes next needs to be a step forward, but I think it's also a responsibility of those in the position now to set it up that the next can actually realize their innovation, their ideas, to actually push it forward. That's how I view it. Watching Idris try to play basketball was fun.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Who?
Idris trying to play
English.
basketball. He's English.
He's a good, much better DJ than basketball. He's actually a really good DJ. He looked like he'd never put his hands on a round ball.